Hello, this is Lucas again, and in this video I'm going to show you how to finish off with our posts by adding some new functionalities to our controllers, and so we can now not only create new posts but also edit them and destroy. I started before just a little bit off screen by refactoring the test that was existing here. I put in I kind of refactored the way that describe blocks are now set up. So I have now outer block that says new, and then I have as not logged in user and here as a logged in user, and all nested tests inside of that. So just take a second and refactor that, because I think it looks a little bit more readable. And as we now go down, we use the same kind of layout. Okay, so under this we go describe, edit, do, and again as a not logged in user, do. And before we can actually start testing anything, because we are in totally new block, we don't have a post ready yet, so we need to create one. Let post factory girl create post, and just to make sure, in the factory girl we can override default settings. So if we go in the factory, you'll see that the user ID in this created post will be 1, and we want to override that just to make sure that the owner of this post will be the user that we create here. So we say user ID is equal to user dot ID, which is reference to this user here. If this was new user instead of user, this would say new user right here. Okay, so we create that post, and we can say before visit edit post path, and we pass this post in here. Okay, right here, this one, passed it here, and we say it should not have content, edit post. Okay, so because we on the edit page, we'll put this nice big heading on top, and as not logged in user, we expect not to end up on this page at all. So then we have another case for logged in user. Do. I deliberately said as logged in, not logged in user, because here we have two scenarios again. One will be the owner of the post, and one will be just any logged in user. Describe. And correct and wrong user. Do. So now when the error message will be nice, and we say edit as logged in and wrong user, do. And here we need to create the instance of the wrong user. So let wrong user, and we use factory girl create user. Okay, and we say oh, we have to create the post as well. So instead of repeating this here, we can just pull it out and use it in front of, before all our tests, before at the same level as this describe block and this describe block. So then it's going to be available to both. Okay, so before do log in as wrong user, and then visit edit post path as the wrong is the wrong user because we logged him. So post right here, and we would say it should not have content edit post, just like that, because we also don't want the wrong user to be able to go to that edit post path. And here we finally have describe as correct user do, and before we say we log in the right user as this user, so this user is called just a user, so login as user and visit edit post path post. And because we said here user ID is this user ID, he becomes an owner of this post. So right here, he actually is the only one who should see the form for editing. So it should have content edit. It's probably not the most sophisticated way to test that, but it's kind of easy and easy to follow. All right, so right now if we save that and we run the spec, okay, first of all, we see that the edit action is not present in our controller. So let's go ahead and skip a couple of steps and create that action and also the view file. If we go to our post controller, we can define our edit action here. And we can at the same time also define our update action right here. So here for the edit action, we need the view file. And we can do it simply by going back to our post path and create a new edit HTML and ERB. Oh, sorry, ERB. And inside of our edit, we're going to have a form. And the form is going to be identical to the form in our new page. So we can simply paste that. But instead of pasting that and having it duplicated in both files, we can extract it into a partial, just like we did with the menu. So let's go ahead and create new file and call it underscore form HTML ERB. And let's go and grab that menu or grab that form and put it in the partial. Save that, and now if you go to one of those two files, we can delete that and replace that with the command to render. So we say render, and because it's in the same folder, in post folder, we don't need to say posts slash menu, slash form. We can omit this because it will by default look in the same folder. So to just say render form, and that's it. And the same thing in the new. And now we don't have it duplicated. So whenever we want to make changes to this form, it's going to be available to both of those pages. So now the difference is like they're identical. So let's put the heading on top, just like we required in the test. So say H1, and he would say edit post. And then new, we say simply H1 new post. Simple as that. Okay, the other thing is in our form we require this post variable, and we haven't defined it in the controller yet. So let's go ahead and do it. So it's a post, and here we're going to do it a little differently because we don't build in the new, we built new instance. Here we already have an existing, and we also pass the ID when we go into the link with the link to the edit post path. So here we can find it by using the ID that we pass inside a link. So I can say post find params ID. And that's it. For edit, that's absolutely enough. And when we run the spec, the one test is not passing, is that as logged in and the wrong user should not see the text edit post, because we allow right now the edit action allows everybody to come in as long as, oh sorry, I didn't mention this, I did off screen. So let's turn this off and run the RSpec. Yeah, so here we have, right now everybody can come to our post. And what I just commented out, it's a really useful thing provided to us by Device. Right now, if we don't restrict any of these actions, everybody, even if they're not logged in, can come and perform certain actions inside of our application. So technically, somebody could hack our application right now and submit from something like curl. It could submit directly to the new or create actions and interact with our application. And we certainly don't want that. So there is a thing that is provided by Device, and is the method to authenticate users. So for example, let me just show you. If I go to our new page, you see I'm already logged in, but I can log out and I can say post new. Oh yeah, so the new doesn't work, gives me error because there is no current user. But I could probably say post one/edit. Yes, and even though I'm not logged in right now, I can edit the first post that we have in our database, which is totally unacceptable behavior. So what we can do is to introduce this before filter. And this is Device method, as I mentioned. And what this will do, it will redirect us to the login page. Okay, so we can actually say here in the spec, instead of should not have content edit post path, we could say, we can say more, it should redirect to login page. Do current path should equal new user session path. So this is this is the login page path from Device, and if you're curious, just rake routes and you'll see this path. And what this will do, this authenticate user, if we're not current user, okay, because let's save that. Okay, so we just turned this on, and I came to this URL before we turned this on. So if I refresh this, it will redirect me to the login page, and I have to log in here. Okay, and just sign in, and look at that, it took me back where I left off before I logged in. This is extremely useful functionality. For example, somebody shares a link to your website, but shares the link to something where you have to log in. Okay, it's restricted to only logged in users. Maybe it's a blogging website that only allows logged in users to see the posts, and somebody shares a link with you. You go to that website and it says, well, sorry, but you have to register. So you do, and then you have to go back and click the link again just to get to the place where you left off. With this functionality, you don't, because the minute you register, you're being taken back directly where you left off. This is really nice and saves us a lot of code, because we can do it by hand, but we certainly don't want to write that code if we don't have to. Alright, so right now before filter, we'll authenticate user before every single one of those actions, which is actually what we want. because the index, when we list all the posts, is on the home page, which is a different controller. But if you want to restrict it to just certain actions, we could say only and pass names of the actions here. So maybe new, create, and so on and so forth. But right now we want to do it absolutely for every single action. So if we save that and run the spec again, we're gonna go back to just one test failing, which is the wrong user can still come to the right page. So for edit page, we just say if at post.user, because we can call that on post, so say it's owner of the post, is equal to current user, then we want to person to stay on the page. Oh, sorry, not it, if. But really, it's probably better to say unless current user post, okay? We say redirect to root path, okay? Or we can even do it on one line, like this. Let me just comment this out. We can do it on one line. Redirect to root path unless current user is equal to at post dot user. Okay, so it's exactly the same syntax, just on one line. I mean, well, we changed the order, but order doesn't really matter. So let me leave that like this because it's a bit nicer. Save that and run the spec again. Lovely. We have all tests passing now. So let's go ahead and create some interaction here. So as the correct user, we want to be able to fill out the form. Describe. Sorry, typos. Filling out the form. And here we have two scenarios. Again, we have correct information and incorrect information. Describe with correct information 2, and then we will say describe with incorrect information. Okay, so let's do the incorrect first. Before do, first of all, we fill out the content because we have this content box. We fill out with empty string. Fill in content with empty string. And we click button, save. Okay, and then it should not change the content to, and here it's say, oh yeah, we created this post before, so we can also assign this some value, the content to it. So we know exactly what's inside of it. We don't leave it to Factory Girl. Say hello. Okay, so we say here a post reload. We have to write this reload. I showed a couple of videos before how it works. Reload content should equal hello. Okay, not an empty string. Okay, and we can also do the correct information before to fill in content with welcome. Okay, click button, save, and then this should change the content. So it should do, and we can say post reload content should equal welcome. Simple as that. And if we run the spec again, what we'll complain is the lack of the template in our create action. So right here in the post controller, we could say, first of all, we redirect, or maybe let's start here. Fine, let's do the whole thing at once. So at post, we find our post just like we did in the edit. So we can really literally copy it over. The difference is here, we're gonna update the attributes. So we say add post, update attributes. And we do it with the same params here that we permit. So say post params. And if that's successful, okay, we're gonna flash, or we're gonna say redirect maybe. Redirect to root path and flash notice. You have successfully edit the post. Okay, and else, unless this is successful, we render new, edit. We re-render the same page that we came from, which is this one, and then we flash alert something went wrong. So we'll have more informative errors in a few episodes, but let's stick with this for now. It's kind of simple. And we can run the spec. And all tests are passing. That's great. So we can now put the links to our edit page, and we know that everything is going to work just fine. So if we go to our home page, for each post we render here I'll also change that off screen. Current user posts. Okay, so this is what you probably have right now. So first of all, let's change that so we can see all posts of all users. Okay, so it's kind of more like a blogging platform. So post all, just like that, and now it's going to take the whole database of all posts and kind of put them all together. And again, this will change in the future too, because it's very inefficient to deal with all the posts of all times, but for now it's fine. And here we would say not only create the ad, but let's add just author as well of the post. So he would say p user email, so we know whose email this is, or like what's the email of the user that created that post. And under here it will display the links. So let's do the link to edit first. Link to edit, and that will be edit post path, and we pass this post inside of here. Okay, and that should still, everything should work. And you can also go to the website, to our root path. Okay, and now we can see This is where the post was created. This is the email. This is my email, and this is the content of the post. We can now edit, and we'll go back here. We can change hello, so welcome. Save that, and now it's different. It's welcome, and it says what the creation date. We can say even the update date or whatever is the logic of your application. So what's the other thing I want to be able to do is to restrict this edit to be only visible to the owner of this post. So if we go back to our post pages spec, let's create another block. Okay, my IDE allows me to close those blocks. So here we can say describe index 2, and we're indexing on the home page, but for the simplicity, for the sake of simplicity, I'll just do it this way. And again, we have logged in users, not logged in users, correct users, incorrect users. So I can say describe as logged in user, or maybe not logged in user. I want not describe. I want the not logged in user to still be able to see all the posts. So let's say let's create our no, actually we're not logged in. We can go and straight and visit that page. So before, we don't have a post. Let's create the post. That's what I was thinking about. So let end it with the bank post, and we use factory girl. Create post, and before we'll visit root path, and we expect, so it should have content. Okay, and here we'd say the content will be post content. So we want to be every user to be able to see the content of the post. So let's run the spec. And it's failing because we don't allow the user to see this content. So let's have a look in our home page. And yes, it's because we restricted to current users. So that's not really what we want. We only want this link new post to be restricted to the logged in users. So we can say we X this, we cut this out, and we put it here. So only the link now is restricted, and this is visible to everyone. So let's restart the spec. Okay, and we say there is error about the email. Okay, sorry, I have to stop this podcast. I'll come back in a minute. So I guess the error I was getting before was related to the fact that the post did not belong to any particular user. We had just ID assigned in the factory to just number 1, right here, number 1. So I've changed that, and I overwrote the owner of the post, which I now say it's a user and a user ID. And so it should work this time. If I go rspec, great. So now this works. So everybody can see the posts. So let's take care of the situation where we have logged in users. Describe as logged in to. And here we say the scribe is logged in and the wrong user. So here by wrong I mean not the owner of the post. So do let not owner factory URL create user. And here we say login before do login as user. Oh, sorry, not owner. Okay, well, just call it this way. And visit root path. And the expectation that we have here, we say the page should not, stop it. It should not have content or have link. Edit. So we don't want the wrong user to see the link edit. And then we can say describe as correct user do before do login as user and visit root path. Okay, and this time we say it should have link edit. And there is no link edit at all. So let's go back into the home page and create that link. I'm sorry, there was a link. This correct user should have link edit, but there was no matches. Oh, we probably didn't create the post in the right place. Yes, we only create post right here. So let's extract that and make it available to all of our tests. Right. Let me just Control X and paste it here. So now it's going to be available to all of our tests. So we make sure that this test has this post and this test and this test as well. And we can run the RSpec again. We will see now the other test is not passing. Expected not to find link, but it found one for the wrong user. So wrong user can still see the link to edit page. And we can restrict that just as we did before. We can say if current user is the same as the P user, so owner of the post, then render this link. And in other cases, don't do anything. So there is no else statement. So just if. Run the spec. And awesome, everything is passing. There is one more thing that we want to do, is to be able to click the link to delete and also delete the post by doing that. So let's run the write the test for that. We stay in as a correct user, and we'd say before, or maybe just say it. Okay, it should delete user do expect click link delete to change post count by -1. If we run that, it will complain about the lack of the link, which you can see there is no link delete. So let's put it inside the same if statement along with our edit. So we're going to make sure it's only visible to the owners of the posts. And delete link is pretty cool link. So we say link to delete, and we just structure it slightly differently. First we pass what we want to delete, okay? Be no path, nothing, just pass it what you want to delete, and we state the method delete, okay? And that will go to our post controller destroy action. Okay, so if you don't believe me, let's run the spec, and there is undefined action, so it couldn't be found in the controller. Destroy. Let's create one then. Def destroy. Okay, and here let's implement the logic. So let's find the post equals post find params ID, and we will say at post destroy and redirect to root path, and that will make it work. Okay, there is one more thing. The testing this, it's pretty complex and requires another gem, or we can do it the other way around. It's kind of cumbersome. I will skip this test, but I just want to make sure that the behavior here is very similar to the edit action. So it only allows the owners of the post to perform this action. Same for update, to be honest. So we can simply copy this over. Okay, just like that. Or we could technically extract it into a method here. So to say define allow owner, and we could put it here, just replace it. Yep, and we say allow owner and here we just say allow owner too. I'll run the spec again, and everything is passing. Great. So we restricted update, destroy, and edit actions only to the owner of the post by simply defining another method inside of our controller. Okay, so this is it for now, and but let's just check how it works. So I have this delete link. If I did, that's it. The post is gone. I need to create a new post, and that will appear here, and I can edit that or delete it. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and see you in the next video.